I load in with the forklift and everything, the dog just stays right in the truck. Yeah, oh, he's so good. But it's the funniest thing, when the goose and the guinea hens are like 5 feet away from him, and he just looks at them, because his mom is like, no. And he, you know, his instinct, he needs to get them, so, but he does whenever he'll walk right past
He
them.
would attack at a tree, right? He's just.
Yeah, it's a child.
Listen, it's a good prison.
Listen, I know this girl since she was 7 years old.
Why did they send
I just sent it
promos?
to
We,
me.
you know,
Wait a minute, what's her pet name?
Hoover,
Oh, this is the Hoover girl, you know, I never made that connection.
Hoover Truck Center.
Well, I just remember that word.
Okay.
I have no beach.
Yep.
I know my wife.
You know what, she's good for him, she runs him a little bit, and I think that's good for him. It's not good for everybody.
My wife handles everything, I manage it.
Yeah, he's good.
11:32 a.m.
I gotta ask her for a check.
Would you like
She
to call the
doesn't give
meeting to order,
it to me.
Mr.
She
Chairman?
One, and signs it,
Oh, you're down.
Not to exceed.
Swear to God, she gave me a check,
That was,
Hey,
has nothing to do with you.
and I had to figure out how to make out.
Post it.
Good morning.
I'm not really. That guy.
Mike, just say aye.
Aye.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Have a moment of silence honoring our servicemen, women around the world, wishing them stay safe.
We have
Okay, everybody, thank you.
Be right with you, sir.
We're gonna abstain. Is your vote out? I'm out. My vote's in the garage, I haven't, when I was falling apart, jet skis are still on the dock. It's gonna be cold taking them out.
That too?
Let's just get them done.
Okay.
Can I do a roll call for attendance? Mr. Brooks,
Here.
Mr. Calabro,
Here.
Mr. Flansbrough, Mr. Katz, Mr. Schuster,
Here.
Mr. Stafford Smith.
Here.
Mr. Kirsch.
Here.
Thank you, we have a quorum.
All right.
Okay.
Finances?
We have the finances, and the statement of accounts is located within your packet, page 2 and page 3, and maybe page 4. Yeah, the minutes of September 11th also. Let's go back to the minutes of September 11th. They were distributed, they are.
Move to accept the minutes?
Second.
We don't need a roll.
No, voice vote
All
in
in
favor?
favor?
Aye.
Nays? None? Abstained?
Thank you.
Carried.
Okay, on the finances, of course, the statement of accounts is page 2 and 3 and 4. And essentially, there's no changes. We're receiving our rents that we have under contract, and we are receiving
We officially closing that investor's account?
yes, I have to time it right so that when I cut the check, it doesn't continue to generate more interest. It's a timing thing. They won't give me a balance over it.
Yeah.
So I'll work with you because you're a signer, and we'll get it back.
Okay, move to accept?
All right, second. All in favor?
Aye.
No need roll call.
No, there's not a roll call with that one. You also have here the bill list dated October 23rd. The top portion of it are our standard industrial commission operations bills, and the lower portion of it are bills that are
Yes.
service the Strand apartments, common areas, and
This plumbing bill seems a little high.
Yeah.
that's the bill.
It's residual from when it
The
was
item.
somebody else's property.
Move to accept the bills?
Second.
All right, all
On
in
roll
favor?
call, on roll call.
Roll call, okay.
Yes, sir.
Roll call.
Mr. Brooks.
I'll accept number 160. Staying.
60. Yes, okay. Mr. Calabro.
Yes.
Let me take care of what Mr. Schuster?
Yes.
Mr. Stafford Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Question,
Yes.
are we voting on that one?
You going to
Abstain, okay. Try to abstain
37?
from item 3779,
Thank you,
approve the others.
thank you.
Okay.
And then, of course, the budget to actual is for information only. We don't take action on the budget to actual. And as you can see, that we still have a comfortable balance remaining, but of course, we didn't complete the roadway
Well, we didn't,
repaving.
yeah, we didn't get to donate to the road repairs yet, but we will. So a lot of that will be spent.
Okay. Neither is so much for the finances, right?
Yes, that's it for the finances. Comments from the
Item
public?
5, comments from the public, if you hear any. Why don't you introduce yourself?
Jeff Hale with Southern Companies and also affiliated with LIPAC. So I was just looking for an update on the road project. I know it's been pending, but maybe Mr. Ryman can shed some light on the Oak Street project.
Okay. Who's that young lady?
Oh, I have no comment. No comment.
Interested.
Airport Road, too.
Airport Road, yeah, I'll see what they say with this comment.
Okay. Comments from the public, anybody?
That's it.
Okay.
Motion to close the public portion?
Move it. Director Lakewood first, or?
Yeah, that's what we'll go to next, yeah.
Where we go next, the executive?
Thank you.
Okay.
Just a couple of data points. So first of all, as everybody knows, when we announced at the last meeting, we received a $1 million grant from the DOT, which is going to go towards Oak Street. The engineering work is going on with that. I'm not sure if they're going to get to it. You know, the season kind of ends in a couple of weeks, so it's unlikely that they're going to get to it before the spring. But in the meantime, we'll do as we've done before, patchwork and so on, and then it's on schedule to happen this spring. So that's going to be really great. As far as Airport Road, it's in our plans, and we're announcing today that we've applied for further grants from the state. It's a little dicey with some of these applications because these are driven by a freight grant, so they're trying to, support rail lines and roadways that carry heavy freight. So we have to do traffic counts and truck counts and so on. So we've put a number of streets up there, and our engineering firm has sent people out to do traffic counts, and some of the roads within the industrial park that we would like to see redone that are, in various states of disrepair. They're mostly good, but some of them could use a little work, and not all of them will qualify for this grant, and that may be a place for us to redirect some of our Schedule C monies when we're doing work with the county, and actually have them come in and do some of those roads where we'll actually put up the money to fund that activity. We are looking at completing more at Swarthmore, because Swarthmore is not completely done yet, and a number of other roads. So hopefully we'll get to even Airport Road, which definitely can use it in some areas, significant work. Many of you will have seen that the county is out there doing a lot of work at the corner of Oberlin and Cedar Bridge. That is going to be ongoing for a while because they have to not only reconfigure some of the lane access there, they're going to widen some of that portion, but actually on Oberlin North and South, the plan is for them to shave down those islands and create dedicated turn lanes and then new signalization, because I think over the last few years, we've commented on it a lot over here, how that's one of the highest incidents, intersections in Lakewood. So there's just so much activity going on there, and it's a critical access point to the industrial park. This has been a long time coming, so it's good news to see them out there and working, and we'll just have to be patient because it's going to take a while longer until it's fully reconfigured, but it's good. The Strand boiler replacement, we're making progress. We now have, the project's been approved. It's going through permitting. I believe they're close to being complete with their permits. And we also have oversight through our engineering office, which is working together with the CDBG program, which is helping us to fund some of that activity. So that's going to be a net win for everybody. It's going to modernize the systems in the building and lower the costs that we're incurring on a regular basis. So that's good news. Lakewood Airport, thank you to the Sutler companies for giving us permission to allow the tree trimmers to get out there. As I've mentioned in the past, the trees off the runway that actually are, some of it in our property, but some of it in the Sutler property, have become an obstruction to the pilots, and they're actually, it's not, we don't have that much runway that we can ask them to take another 200 feet downwind to go and begin their approach. So being able to get in there and top the trees and trim them is a critical thing, and that should be starting, I think, next week. So the surveyors are out there, marking everything, and then it's gonna get done.
We consider just taking the trees down?
Many of them will come down, but there's all kinds of, all these things have to go through environmental review. In fact, a lot of the cost on this project is because there's a lot of wetlands in there. They can't go in there with machinery. The DEP will not allow them to go in with the machinery, so you're talking about people with hand tools taking down a lot of these
Well, we
trees.
don't have to take them out to the roots, maybe leave like a...
Oh, no.
3 or
When
4
they
foot
take them down,
nub.
I mean, I would like to see that done as much as
I mean,
possible.
the tree's not gone, you still have the tree.
That's true. Yeah, that was definitely part of the...
Solar or something.
It's definitely part of the discussion.
We just don't want to have to do this again.
Absolutely not.
4 years, 5 years.
The next item is about the subdivision of Lot 9 in Block 1606, which is in the airport hazard zone, where we're preparing to execute a lease, as everybody knows. And so we went in and actually subdivided off that lot so that ground use lease will be able to be executed, and that'll be able to go on the tax rolls, and it'll be clean. So we went in front of the planning board, that's been approved, and it's moving through the process. We're still waiting on the CAFRA permit, which should come through probably by the second week of November. We've pushed it as much as we can push it, it'll come when it comes. Trash dumping issues in Healthcare Way. So this comes up fairly consistently, but it's something that the board should be aware of. Over the years, we've had all kinds of things go on in the industrial park. We've had construction people dumping cement because they don't want to do the cement wash at the end of the day or something, so they'll come through and just dump, and you see clumps of cement on the side of the road. And I'd get calls and pictures from joggers who would jog around the perimeter of the park. And there's sometimes trash dumping. I don't know that there's that much we can do about it. We can talk to, we alert the Public Works to do cleanup. We alert the police department to be on the lookout. If you have businesses that are aware or are willing to have outside cameras, or if they have outside cameras and there's feeds that they can share with us, we're always looking to try and put a stop to that. So it might be something for the LIPAC to take back and just, certainly companies like Nipper that's out on Healthcare Way and it's kind of isolated, it's kind of conducive to it, but if you're in contact with them and they have anything that can support us in trying to enforce the rules, then please make us aware. And everything else I have is enclosed. Any questions? No? Cool.
You go to closed session?
Sure.
Just for closed session, Chairman.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, there is a letter in your packets here on the correspondence from because the Strand is a historic building, it was necessary for them to apply to the New Jersey Historic Preservation people to approve the cameras that they put through there, and that's certainly a welcome addition because, as we've discussed in the past, any kind of a public venue, we want more security than it's just good for us. And there are various people that have access to the building. It's always good to see when they're coming and going.
Committee reports.
Right over the time clock.
Justin's not here. It's not here. Any other committees have anything to say? Neil has our sign to it.
Steve knows more than me.
Okay.
Any
I
update
haven't
on
heard
that?
anything from them before the holiday, so we'll have to follow up with them and see if we have a meeting, report at the next meeting.
Okay. And
Strand Subcommittee we talked about.
we'll go on to number 10, marketing and public relations.
Well,
Does anybody
hello,
have anything else?
everyone.
Mrs. Kirsch.
Hello, Mrs. Kirschner.
Yes, hi, everybody. And for those of you celebrating, Happy New Year. I wrote an article on Murder at the Juice Joint. It's a fundraiser that the board of the Strand is putting on. They're sold out, completely sold out, and that's going to be on October 25th. Tommy donated a bicycle to the police department. We got good coverage on that. It was a wonderful thing that you did.
And a wonderful thing that you did.
The white one? Was it the white one?
The electric one?
Yeah.
Oh, the black one with the.
Oh, the black one,
yellow?
so
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
that's two of them. They're very-
Yeah, so they have
The
two
ratio.
now. I'm gonna leave it on the table for those of you who won't read your email. And
Excuse me.
this is Murder in the House. The Halloween parade is October 31st. If you have a business downtown, you should be very much aware of that. They're giving out, besides a parade, they're giving out free candy, face painting, pumpkin painting. It's a really exciting time for the kids in
All
the
that's
town.
happening in the square?
It'll be in the town square. Here's the article. The Santa Parade's December 15th, so you should be aware of that. I wrote an article on the Lakewood Chamber has announced its Citizen of the Year Awards. That's November 7th at Eagle Ridge Golf Course in Lakewood, Augusta Drive. The people that they're honoring are in this article. The museum is hosting a digital authority on Joe Louis. For those of you who don't know, he lived and worked, Joe Louis, in Lakewood and was a very famous man. So that's only $2, I think, $5. Starts at 2 o'clock, there's the 2. So if you can go and support that, that would be wonderful. It's at the Sheldon Walpin Museum. We just had a very successful comedy night at the Strand. That was a fundraiser for the chamber also, and there were 82 people who attended. That was very well attended. I think that's about it. I tried to write something about the airport.
Yeah, we're getting to it now.
Yeah, I called up there, but.
I just got an email today, so I'll circle back with you.
Okay,
We'll get them
because originally they
coordinated.
said they had a reporter from the shopper and he does
We'll
all
work
their
it out.
work, so, all right, I tried. But maybe we can follow up with something else. Do you have anything else you'd like me to do
We
for
will.
you?
We
Okay.
will.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Fran.
Okay. The old business to come up, what do we have? Mission? New business?
Yeah, the item about the November meeting date, we'll have to see how that plays out because of the League of Municipalities that just came up, that there'll be people moving around and not necessarily back here. It's the week of the league, so it's a little bit challenging, and we'll have to see. We may have to move it a few days, one way or the other, but we'll be in touch. We'll just, we'll deal with it administratively, but we want to make everybody aware of it in case anybody's got that locked on their calendar, be aware that it's a little bit flexible right now.
Okay. Next,
The draft schedule, we're gonna work on, we haven't tied it down since the holidays. I haven't had time to consult with all of the holidays that we have to work. Now
Yeah,
to know
we'll
that.
distribute that so everybody knows.
We'll work on
what
it.
the- We try to do that every year before the holiday season sets in, to kind of lay out our planned schedule for the coming year.
Steve, we don't have a copy of the agenda for the league, do we, of what's going on?
It's
what day?
online.
It's
Yeah, we
online?
can send you a link.
Okay.
You can look at that.
Definitely have an
Because
interest.
they just published it finally last week.
I'm considering it, just, especially if it has to do with any property management development.
It's in Atlantic City, right?
It's in Atlantic
Which-
City.
Which hotel?
In the convention
Oh,
center.
convention
But
center. I went
recall-
one year, it's actually very interesting.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. They have a lot of classes, it depends from year to year. Some of the stuff is just like the same class every year. but they have some classes. If you look through it and you're interested in going to it, then we should talk about it.
I think
We're
there's stuff
definitely
down there
looking
from-
at the It's always good for board members to go, and they used to give courses on board management, which was, it used to be mandatory years ago for certain boards, where you had to take this, just so you understood, what's the role of the board member, what do you do, what, what are your, what's expected of you, what do you expect of management, so on and so forth. But there's also subject matter that you may be interested in. You may say, so if they have something about redevelopment, you may be interested to go there and say, okay, there's these various programs that the state sponsors, and how do you actually work them? And then you assess whether, that's not relevant to us, or it is relevant to us, and how can we incorporate it. It just makes you more effective and more confident in the things that we're all doing. So
Thank you.
definitely, yeah.
All right, anything other new business?
Yeah.
Want to make a motion to go into closed session, please?
Make the motion.
Second.
All right. We need to go to the
I'll
roll
read,
call.
yeah, no, I'll carry.
Okay.
Carry, all in favor?
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay,
I'd like to read the resolution into the minutes.
okay.
Whereas Section 7B of the Senator Byron M. Bear Open Public Meetings Act permits the exclusion of the public from a meeting under circumstances, and whereas the Industrial Commission of the Township of Lakewood is of the opinion that such circumstances presently exist, now therefore be it resolved by the Industrial Commission of the Township of Lakewood in the County of Ocean as follows. The public shall be excluded from discussion of private and confidential matters involving any of the 9 exclusions as set forth in Section 7B of said law, and as hereinafter specified. The general nature of the subject matter to be discussed is as follows: contract negotiations and litigation. It is anticipated at this time that the above stated subject matter will be public only when the reasons for discussing and acting on them in closed session no longer exists. Said determination be made by further resolution adopted by the Industrial Commission. This resolution shall take effect immediately, and the time is 11:53 a.m.
Spotted hog.
Here we go, we're back.
Buckwall Bridge
Okay, the time now is 12:39
Wood or something
p.m.
like that.
is not on yet.
Here we are.
Open.
We're not?
Yep, 12:39. What, no? Yes. It's recording, right?
It's not ready to come through.
The last time we were
Yeah,
dancing
it's
around when
good.
it was on.
That's right. Okay,
Okay.
so there are no consent agenda resolutions. We do have one resolution in the non-consent, and that is memorializing the authorization to enter into the lease with Allchem for 13 usable acres that could be potentially expanded over time. And
Do you need a motion on the resolution?
we do, we need a motion to offer the
Lot
resolution.
9, block 16.
Move to accept 191101.
Second.
Roll call.
Sure, let's do roll call. Mr. Brooks?
Yes.
Mr. Calabro?
Yes.
Mr. Schuster?
Yes.
Mr. Stafford Smith?
Yes.
Mr. Kirschner?
Yes.
Thank you.
Comments from the chairman?
Okay.
What about the Yankees?
Let's see. I want to thank Mr. Brooks for his dedication and,
I'll still be back.
yes.
Yeah, of course.
Couple more.
What do we do, till
I'll do it
January?
again.
Until, I guess I get the.
I think it's January.
November.
I'll.
Yeah, you tell me when I
We'll
can come.
confirm.
We're reappointed at the January meeting, probably.
Yeah.
Yes, you usually do.
All right, so we don't have to do anything.
No.
I take that back.
I'm not gone yet.
So we're out of closed session.
Mhm.
Comments from the commissioners? Come on, say something. Well, quiet.
Your hair looks terrific.
You actually do look good, and you look like you're doing much better, so that's.
My nurses had to be on a early recovery.
Okay, move to adjourn.
Second.
Thank you.
All right, all in favor? Thank you, everybody.
I know.
Your dedication and interest.